What's up YouTube, ODST General back again, and today guys we're going to be checking out some Command and Conquer for Arma 3. We're actually going to be checking out several mods. This is going to be showcasing a few different mods. So we've got the newest one, which is kind of like the center of the showcase, Tiberian Genesis, which just released at the end of last year. This is going to be a total conversion, but right now it just adds Tiberium, which grows, and it's really awesome. It does all sorts of neat stuff. We've also got the X66 Mammoth tank with the GDI skin on, of course. And this bad boy's been out for a while. I think I may have shown it off fighting scorpions at one point or something. I can't recall if I did. I know I've definitely played with it a few times. That's a blast. We also have Arma 3 Lives, which takes various different units like Cup and a bunch of other mods, and it retextures them. Basically takes the uniforms and makes GDI appropriate uniforms with GDI patches and reskins for vehicles and stuff like that. So you got that over here. You've got some infantry. On the other side, we have some NOD units provided by this. So we've got a bunch of NOD infantry over here. And takes a Doom Buggy mod in, so you got some Doom Buggies, and you've got your T-55s, which these ones I can't remember. These are actually, I think, different than the ones included with the mod. There is actually a T-55, I believe, included with Arma 3 Lives, but this one just looked slightly more accurate. In the game, they're like white, and there isn't a white retexture, so that's kind of a shame, but I guess it also depends on what mode you're playing in, too. And the last one, which I actually don't have any creations currently up for, if I X out of here, is Tiberium Extraction, which is kind of a neat one. This one is more so like a flavor mod, I guess you could say. This one adds signage, flags, things like that, so you can get things like GDI flags, signs warning about Tiberium storage, Tiberium sections and stuff, so, you know, Tiberium storage facility, all that stuff, which is pretty neat. But let's go ahead and look at Tiberian Genesis. So Tiberian Genesis is a pretty awesome mod, and I actually just switched from it to something else. It adds a lot of objects, as you guys can see, and like I said, it is going to be a total conversion that's based around Tiberium Sun Firestorm, so it's going to be a little bit more futuristic. Where Arma 3 Lives basically bases around Tiberium Dawn, which is like modern day Humvees and stuff like that for the most part. Firestorm's going to have a lot of sci-fi units, sci-fi infantry, stuff like that, so it's going to be a very interesting mod when it comes out. Now, I'm not really familiar with the development team behind it, but at least some of the testers are very notable members of the Arma community, in my opinion, so, you know, the average player might not necessarily know who these people are, but I recognize the names, and I'm pretty impressed, and I'm pretty excited by what their participation in testing and stuff might actually end up meaning for this. Well, let's go ahead and let's throw down a couple crates here, so you can find our guys here. Oh, I lost my crate. What's going on there? Arma, what are you doing? So you can see you got like your standard Command and Conquer crates. You've got a bunch of different crystals and stuff. You got all the different colors of Tiberium, different sizes. You got seedlings and stuff, which is actually really cool. I'll get more into that in just a minute. You got your blossom trees. And you've got some Tiberium flora, so, you know, if you have Tiberium fields and stuff that you like pre-set up, you can do some pretty interesting things with it. Tiberian Genesis also comes with a number of modules. Now, this is where it really shines, in my opinion. The Tiberium crystals and stuff alone are pretty neat prop pieces, but what makes this really special is all these modules that really bring it to life. So you got the Tiberium spawner, which, as you guys can see down here next to all of these trees, I've got spawner that's synced to each of these trees, and if you go into the spawner here, it basically says, hey, I will spawn this Tiberium, and I will spawn it within, you know, this radius. So within a 100-meter radius of this tree here, this thing will randomly spawn in green Tiberium. And let's say over here, for instance, I want to maybe spawn in blue Tiberium. Now, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I'll basically generate the Tiberium, but, you know, it's still not like the coolest thing, but it's pretty neat though, because the Tiberium, once you do that, it'll generate the Tiberium. The other thing you want with that is going to be the Tiberium Gardener, but I'll get into that in a minute. Well, first go to the jukebox. Now, I'm not going to use the jukebox, but basically this actually plays Tiberium Sun tracks and stuff like that. and that's pretty neat. The tracks they added are also available through Zeus, but for copyright reasons, I'm not going to include that, obviously, because that would be bad. Then we've got Spawn Tiberium Light, and basically this attaches any object sync to this. It basically puts like a glow light on it, because the Tiberium glows, but it really gives it a really nice glow if you use this. We're not going to use that because we're going to be doing like daytime battle. I'll let you guys, if you guys want to check this mod out, check out like a night mission and stuff yourself probably. Maybe we'll check out night. Depending on how long this takes to get through the whole video. Then we've got the Tiberium Gardener. So like I was saying, this thing is pretty important. You're going to want this with the spawner. And this basically dictates how fast the Tiberium grows. So basically every 1 second it should plant a new crystal. And then there's an additional possible second where it should add to that. And then you've got a minimum distance between two crystals is 2. Which I'm guessing is meters. I'm not 100% certain. And then, you know, it can remove up to 6 terrain objects. At least some of this I'm assuming. Now, the steepness, this is what threw me for a loop. Is by default, the maximum steepness is like 0.2. This dictates how well Tiberium will grow up and down hills. So if you're in a hilly terrain, which I'm using Livonia, it's pretty hilly terrain, obviously. The Tiberium isn't going to want to grow, so you need to make sure that if you are doing this and it's not working, make sure that that setting is correct. That is a big one, the Tiberium steepness. Then, you know, you've got the children count. So basically, each thing of Tiberium will spawn an additional 2 Tiberium before it deactivates. So basically, it'll spawn 2 Tiberium and then it turns off. So then those 2 will then in turn spawn 2 and then shut off. So it's basically an exponential increase. But it's, you know, it's shutting off the other one so as not to, like, completely break everybody's computer. And then you've got these phase timers, and this basically dictates how fast it goes through the stages. So each bit of Tiberium when it spawns in will start off as a seedling and grow to a maximum size. So every 32 seconds, the Tiberium is going to grow up. And you can make it take longer or less time, obviously, depending on your, you know, mission needs and stuff like that. You can also just manually place the Tiberium, too, and that's pretty neat. Then you've got the Tiberium value. And the Tiberium value is pointless right now. It doesn't do anything. Eventually, there's going to be harvesters, and I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of money system. You'll basically be able to like play this like a proper RTS instead of like mocking up scenarios like this. And then we have Tiberium damage, which I skipped over here. So Tiberium damage is pretty neat. You place this down. It's got a tick box, so basically vehicles won't get damaged by Tiberium, but infantry will. This dictates how far away from the Tiberium units will receive damage and how much damage they receive. So it's 0.05, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually happens pretty quick. You can also put a unit's class name in here, and those units will get healed by Tiberium, which is really neat. So you can take like certain infantry or something like that and have them healed up by it. You can also resurrect infantry killed by the toxin. So anybody killed by Tiberium, you can tick this on, and it will resurrect those units as something else. And if I go to this drop-down list, it basically gives me 3 options. Tiberian Genesis, Visceroids, which actually isn't included yet, but eventually I'm assuming that there's going to be a built-in option for this that will turn them into Visceroids. Zombies and Demons by Ryan add-on, they'll turn them into zombies. And then the Max Alien, so the alien from the Aliens franchise, will turn them into that. Which we're going to go ahead and do Zombies and Demons because I actually have that enabled now. And we're going to go ahead and click on Play Scenario. So before we get going into this battle here, and I had to try and talk over chaos and carnage and everything, we're going to go ahead and just go into Zeus. We'll add our units in, but then we're going to go check out the Tiberium growth for a second, just kind of watch that happen. In just a second here. Okay. Looks like I may have spawned in a second Tiberium damage model or forgot to delete it or whatever. Hopefully that's not going to create an issue. Alright. So let's go in here. Let's go to our modules. Actually, it's in recent. No, it's not. And we're going to add everything within a 500 meter radius. So that adds in... Well, it's supposed to add in all of our units, but... it did not. I guess they're slightly further away than I realized. There we go. Okay. So anyways, yeah, if we go down here and we check out our Tiberium spawner. It actually added the bits of Tiberium too. So as you can see, we have a little couple bits of Tiberium here spawning in, and they're a little bit difficult to see because of the taller grass here, but you can see they've already started to grow. So this tree has spawned these 2 Tiberium here, and it's deactivated. So this tree will no longer actually technically spawn Tiberium. But each of these now will spawn an additional 2 Tiberium. And you can see this one just grew up a little bit bigger. This one grew a bit bigger. You can see the little puffs. It's kind of hard to tell against it, but there's little tiny puffs of green grass, which hopefully will translate okay onto the YouTube video, unless you guys are watching it like a lower rendering. Probably should have set the times on this a little bit lower, but I put so many trees in it, I was a little bit worried about that. And, you know, just a little bit here, it's, you know, it says like 1 second or 2 seconds, but obviously it takes a lot longer than that to spawn, but it's still kind of interesting. I lost track of it. It just spawned in a seedling there, so you can see this is what the Tiberium first looks like when it's laid out. A little teeny tiny thing, doesn't look that menacing, but it does grow pretty big pretty fast, and it will start to do damage. So we're going to hold off another second. We'll give it a couple more spawns. So you can see here, this one right here has actually already got an additional 4 spawned in. So each of these 2 have spawned in an additional 2. So these both are inactive, and now these things are going to start growing and generating their own Tiberium. And I'm not sure if it's only like, maybe it's only when these are max size potentially that it spawns in more. I don't know how that works exactly. But that would be my guess, is the system recognizes when these have grown to full size, and they're going to, you know, they would expand out the crystals or the root system or whatever they Alright guys, sorry about that. So yeah, anyways, I forget exactly what I was talking about. I had to, I keep getting, like, calls from the, tax companies, you know. It's, tax time again, so everybody wanting the business. So yeah, you can see our Tiberium fields, though, is starting to expand out, getting a little bit bigger. Still not very big, but I want to wait for it to expand a little bit more. I don't know what the speed is. I find this right here. That is quite quickly speed. It doesn't seem to be causing the Tiberium to grow any more quickly. I think it is. The camera's moving real slow because of how fast the time started. So yeah, you can see how it is actually moving quickly. So it's faster 2 seconds here. It's 5 times quicker. I feel like it's a little bit. You can see it's growing faster and faster. You know, as like I said, it's growing for me. Two Tiberium again, 2, and then 2 4 to, you know, 8 and so on and so forth, and it's growing. So these are really quick. And I really tested something out, and I tested this machine. So the first time, really want to this. This would be pretty fun study. It depends. I hope they take that into account. Of course, you know, I'm reading such free and stuff like that. It's really good. As I'm reading this, because with the time acceleration on this high, you guys are going to see at night. Look at the Tiberium. You can see the nice low rate of the Tiberium. This is growing slowly in comparison. And once again, that's because the time set on the Tiberium is much higher than the Tiberium that is on the same Tiberium. A little bit of frame drop here, I feel like. So I might be time starting these units in to as well. I think I should have cluster these closer together. So yeah, Tiberium typically grows more or less. It's exactly how it grows. It's nice, sort of. It goes from the really just longer, goes upwards, and continues to as well, and get faster and faster. And it's daytime again, so let's go ahead and set this down to 1. And there we go. Back to normal speed. Nice blue Tiberium over there. Let's go ahead and take our units. What? Oh, that's those boxes. Let's get rid of those. Get those out of the way.
Wilco. Jettied up.
So let's get these units up out in the center of the field here and get them all to engage each other. It's a pretty epic battle we're going to have going soon. Yeah, Tiberium. Oh. The Mammoth tank's already engaging the buggies out in the center. The buggies are very outclassed by these Mammoth tanks. These Mammoth tanks are probably going to own everything. One buggy already gone. This is decimated by it. The crew escape? The crew did not escape. Real quick, I want to actually turn down the audio. It's pretty loud. Okay. It's a little bit better. Actually, I'm looking at the audio levels, and it still looks like I'm competing with the audio. Sorry, guys. I just don't want to have to, like, talk over this. I used to have it really low. I turned it up for whatever reason, for, you know, missions and stuff. Yeah, crew decimated. They've got smoke in the Tiberium fields. You know, these Doom buggies up here with these Nod infantry firing on the infantry. The GDI infantry have already pushed into the field, and they're firing on the buggies. Yeah, Nod's definitely seems to be at a disadvantage, if only because of these Mammoth tanks. I probably should have only had one Mammoth tank, but they're so cool I put two in. You got another Mammoth tank rolling up down this this dirt road here, following in the wake of this Humvee, scouting out for it, I guess, looking for any mines, anything like that. Looks like one of Nod's infantry did barely manage to escape a exploding vehicle. I actually just realized I screwed something up here. Might not matter, but we'll see here. Well, actually, maybe it will matter. These infantry are running right into the Tiberium field. So this guy here, right here, you'll get to see him. He's pretty close to this Tiberium, so he should be taking damage. Like I said, it's not a huge amount of damage, but it does happen a little bit quicker than you might expect. You can see there he is. He's bleeding now from the radiation emanating off the Tiberium. And not that there's a lot of Tiberium, you can actually see that green really emanating up from it pretty quickly here. Let's just tab out and fix it so I can see my display, make sure this is all displaying properly. Yeah, and so he should die pretty soon. Now, unfortunately, you guys are going to get to see where my mistake was, which is that he's going to now resurrect as a demon or as a zombie or whatever. I forgot to set green 4 as aggressive towards blue 4, so he's not going to attack them for whatever reason, though it seems blue 4 is not having any of it, and they just downed him. He's gone. He's dead. And then another guy just runs straight into the Tiberium to stand where he just died at, so... amazing. Let's see what's going on with Nod. Ooh, things not looking super great for Nod. They've already lost 3 of their tanks to GDI. GDI just absolutely wrecking with these Mammoth tanks. Let's let's delete that. I mean, it's already like super wrecked and everything. It's not fair at all for that. Even, I'll be honest though, even if it was just the one Mammoth tank, even against like the 5 T-55s or wherever I had out in the field, 4 or 5 of them, I think the Mammoth tank probably would have won that engagement anyways. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks. Yeah, there's 5 T-55s, only one of them still alive. These little light tanks stand no chance against the Mammoth tanks whatsoever. All these infantry standing here. You can see they're turning to zombies as they take radiation damage, so you need to make sure that, like, in these situations, you are keeping your infantry out of the Tiberium. You know, if you can, routing around it and just avoiding it altogether. Of course, you know, with Arma, it's even trickier in Arma than it would be in, like, a standard game, because the AI kind of, like, just do their own thing. They're stopping to engage this guy. This guy transformed into a... zombie, but he's not aggressive to them, but they are aggressive to him. Just look at that coming from there, man. Got something about Ace medical selections here, taking some sort of issue with Ace. I'm actually pretty surprised this buggy didn't get blown up. All the guys inside are dead. I guess they got killed presumably by infantry. And I'm guessing he was a zombie? Oh no, he's probably a tank driver. Okay. Go away, get off the screen. I don't know what the issue is. Somebody's injured and I guess it's probably causing issues. Well, that was purple, so it might have been that that buggy there that I was sitting next to. Shoo! Leave the screen, you're ruining things. Why is this having issues with Ace Medical? That's probably because I'm missing a needed, like, compatibility mod or something, I don't know. Using like an Uzi. Got light machine guns and they're using Uzis. Leave it to the Arma AI. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this Mammoth tank, absolutely devastating. These things are so poorly balanced towards this. But of course, you know, once we actually start seeing these other, like, Tiberium Firestorm units, maybe these this Mammoth tank will get balanced better to them, or they'll be better balanced to it, I should say. Of course, then again, maybe not, I don't know. I think we're just down to infantry, so I'm going to try and tell him to leave. It looks like he's going to start driving down, though. He's, like, backing up into them. And he's just going to, like, try to devastate all of them, I guess, maybe. That hill is there, is kind of protecting them, but they can't really push forward or do much. They've already been largely wiped out. Of course, then again, GDI's infantry is actually taking a huge beating. They've taken massive losses from the Tiberium.
Roger that.
So that is the thing, is like I said, it's no joke here with this Tiberium, is making sure that you don't let your guys stand next to it. You can see they took a loss of 5 guys from their squad, and that was with these guys set to not aggressive. You know, these guys weren't attacking GDI. They would turn around and they're supposed to attack them, but I forgot to set the settings correctly. And wow, this guy died. I don't know how he got killed, but he got killed like way back there. He's like an officer or something too. Sitting here, there's this big battle going on. I'm trying to like look, see who died. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, he's dead. All right, this guy's going right up where I told him to. He's getting like right up in Nod, and he's not gonna take any of this. He's gonna give Nod what for. Nod's already taken what for though. I think they're all dead. Yeah, I mean, Tiberian Field's still expanding as this fight goes on, and, you know, the thing is, at least as of right now, there's not much that can be done to stop the Tiberium from spreading. I mean, you know, you can set the areas and stuff, but you can't harvest it yet, and as far as I know, you can't destroy it. At least I haven't tried, or I haven't thought of any way. I mean, maybe you could get in there with a bomb or something. Now, unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, there is no way to stop units from taking damage. At least not without creating some sort of more advanced like script or something for this, potentially. Like using like the CBRN suits from Contact or something to avoid damage. Maybe there's scripting. I didn't see anything in the damage module for that though. So we got this one last guy left. He's gonna try. He's got no chance in heck in actually killing this. So yeah, GDI absolutely exterminating Nod, but to be fair, well, these guys are still alive, they just haven't pushed up. GDI had a like extremely unfair advantage having 2 Mammoth tanks. I mean, just one of these things would have probably won that whole fight by itself. So having 2 of them, you know, against like, you know, the 5 T-55s, it would have, it probably wouldn't have done much. Like, those T-55s probably were just having, like, their rounds bounce off and stuff. Looks like they did manage to take out a Humvee, though. The driver's still alive, but the gunner's dead. And it's missing its front passenger wheel, so that thing's disabled. It's out of the fight. How about this one? I know he was taking fire. Some shots into the passenger side window. The driver's side window's gone. But unfortunately for them, it looks like he's still very much active despite their firing at him and everything. They didn't really do much to stop him. These other ones are shot up a little bit. This one actually is unscathed. The other one's a teeny bit shot up. But yeah, pretty big threat still. And once again, there's still technically infantry out on the field for GDI.
Roger that.
Maybe a little bit gun shy here. Actually, it's just because I haven't commanded them to move further up, but a little bit weaker looking. Bear in mind, these guys were full-sized. I think these were full-size squads, so 10 guys or whatever. I'm pretty sure in each of these groups. Where'd the rest of these guys die at? They didn't die in the Tiberium, I don't think. Oh, maybe they did. There's one there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of these GDI guys did actually end up dying to the Nod infantry. I am uncertain. Oh, seems this one did lose its gunner and its front tire is disabled. So that Humvee is. Wait, no, it's the same Humvee that I was looking at before. He's driving. He's trying to fight. He's trying to participate in the battle. He's just like, well, this isn't gonna work. Got out and dismounted now. He's gonna retreat back. He's like, screw this. GDI in their desert camouflage and woodland areas. It does kind of work out here on Livonia though, because of all these wheat fields and stuff. I mean, are like really, you know, tan or golden. This actually works probably better for him than it would wearing like a woodland uniform. Okay, yeah, we're getting pretty good here. You know, they're just gonna sit there. Everybody's kind of moving up and maneuvering around, but they're doing so really slowly. So I think we can pretty much declare this win in favor of GDI, because even if they somehow manage to kill all the Humvees and the infantry, which there's no way that's gonna happen. Even if they did somehow, there's still that Mammoth tank, and they don't have any means to damage that. The only way they could win that is if it somehow like flipped over. So let's go ahead and let's actually do this. Let's show this thing off, because like I said, can't remember if I've actually shown off this Mammoth tank before or not. So we're going to take control of it. We are in the, I guess in the gunner seat, presumably. Oh, no, we're in the commander seat. So the commander seat has this pretty large and nasty gun here. Fires 35 millimeter high explosive tracer rounds, or high explosive incendiary tracer rounds. And it's got a smoke screen, which I can't remember how to fire that. It's also got a coaxial machine gun that you can manual fire out of the turret there. So if you're using that, you can use that. So here's that coaxial from the actual like gunner's position. So nice, useful anti-infantry. And then if you're looking for something a little bit larger, you've got these 188 millimeters for the primary weapons. And yeah, just pretty absolutely disgusting. And it's kind of weird because the first and second are listed as separate weapons, which they fire independently of each other, but regardless of which one you have selected, it will fire them both. It just you have to basically click multiple times to fire them both. But when you're firing 188 millimeter rounds, it doesn't matter too much. I am like way off. Where is everybody? We're like way off. Okay. Let's back over this way here. Try and turn around here. I mean, the rounds actually slow down the tank even, which is pretty surprising given the size of this thing, but it's pretty insane rounds. Just even like if this didn't do anything, which obviously it does, because you saw what this thing did to the T-55s, which, yeah, are out-of-date tanks, but absolutely devastated them. And then you've got the 230 millimeter Mammoth Tusk, which are these missile systems here. I can't remember if these things have tracking capabilities, but I'm sure they do, because I know in the actual game they do. So you've got 6 of these on each side. And, well, they probably, like I said, they probably do have air tracking capability. They are also more than capable of firing at the ground, albeit somewhat inaccurately. And just drive over some power lines here without even realizing it. This can't be the right area. It shows the check mark over here, but that didn't seem right to me. I don't see any signs of engagement over here. I'm definitely pretty sure it went the wrong way. Oh, maybe not. Is this it right here? Oh, I drove right past all the Tiberium apparently. Like I was over here. Actually, where was I? The tracks are disappearing before I could see. I'm pretty sure I just drove right past. I'm pretty sure it was like over here, and then I just drove like right past that Tiberium without even paying attention to it because I was so busy firing the guns. While we were screwing around though, it looks like Nod was dispatched and taken care of. So we're gonna go ahead and back out. Yeah, guys. So that is Tiberian Genesis, and like I said, there's a ton of different units. So let's go ahead and real quick before I quit out, let's take one last look at the Arma 3 lives here, or Arma 3 lives, not lives. That's something else. Command Conquer Arma 3 lives. There we go. And you guys can see this adds itself a ton of stuff. So there's, just like the Tiberium extraction, there's a whole bunch of different like flags for like Nod and GDI and these independent countries from the games. With characters on there, generals. Yeah, there's actually stuff for generals too. So this isn't just regular like Command and Conquer, but you know, some of the other games as well. And yeah, it's tons and tons of stuff there. You got the Soviet Union, so if you're a Red Alert fan, there's, you know, stuff from Red Alert in there. You got generals. You got photo of Nakumba, I guess. Which I think he was. I feel like Nakumba. I'm pretty sure he was from like the opening of Command Conquer. You got like an Arma 3 version of him. Awesome, wait, good for him. And you've got all sorts of stuff. You got civilian stuff, so you got like African civilians, you got European, you got Middle Eastern. Great Brigade. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like the press reporter from the games. That's like the Nod fake press reporter who's like constantly bashing GDI, if I recall correctly. Yeah, independent units, which are like guerrilla workers and or fighters and stuff like that. So these are from like generals. So you got like your Global Liberation Army, the Tamasa militia forces. I'm not sure about. You got all those guys. You got your Nod and your, I don't know if they're Soviets, but you got Brotherhood Nod, Tiberium Wars 1, Tiberium Wars 1, Tib Wars 1. Some stuff from Tib Wars 2. Generals, you got the People's Republic of China. The People's, or Irish Republican Army, so the IRA. I'm not sure what the IRA was in. I don't know if that was in, regular Command and Conquer or what. We got the Republic of Iraq, Soviets, so presumably the Red Alert franchise here with the Iraqis and the Soviets and stuff. I can't remember if Iraq was in the original Red Alert or not. And yeah, GDI, of course. So you've got well, you got allies. So this is, you know, once again your Red Alert. So you got, you know, field mechanics and stuff, which are, you know, from the Red Alert franchise. You got your engineers, medics, and they've got their unique icons and stuff. So he's got the allies icon. You got your spy, which is actually pretty neat because the spy is actually dressed like a Soviet. It might have been kind of funny too if he was in like a tuxedo or whatever, because I think that's what they use in the actual game. He's like, for the icons, like a tuxedo. We got Tanya Adams. Tanya's looking teeny bit different. But, you know, jokes aside, yeah. Yeah, Nico Stavros, interesting. Yeah, Albert Einstein looking a teeny bit different there. But yeah, it's pretty fascinating seeing all these guys in here, like these different units and stuff. So you got all the I personally, I'm a little bit bigger fan of Red Alert, but I'm gonna be pretty excited for this because Firestorm is probably my favorite Command & Conquer game, aside from maybe like Red Alert 2. And yeah, just all these guys. So yeah, pretty awesome mod. Now this one is, like I said, basically just retextures and stuff. So this one has quite a few dependencies. I think it's like dependent on like 6 or 7 different mods. So you're gonna have to get like cop and a few other things I think are required for it. Some stuff for like the Doom buggies and a bunch of different things there. But obviously, if you're a Command & Conquer fan, it's well worth it, especially for the earlier games. As Tiberian Genesis will be focusing more on Firestorm and the more sci-fi aspects of it. So if you still want to have the Tiberium, you still want to have the Tiberium growth and some of the effects and stuff from it, you can absolutely do that. And just bear in mind too is that, you know, I had the transform into zombies thing on. You can turn that off too, so you can just have it so your units just die from the Tiberium. Alright guys, this video's gone a little bit longer than I intended, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was Tiberium Genesis, Command & Conquer, Arma 3 Lives, Tiberium Extraction, and the X66 Mammoth Tank mod. All in all, making what is currently Command & Conquer for Arma 3. I think there might be like 1 or 2 other like retexture mods out there, but these are the kind of the big ones. These are going to be the ones you guys are want to go to for the time being. And mostly with Tiberium Genesis I will be covering more of as it gets further developed. It is going to be a total conversion, so it sounds like they have plans to be on par with content from like Optray, Starship Troopers Opposition and stuff. There's going to be a lot of content to that mod probably as they convert it over. I think they were going to be working on Unreal Engine 4 or something like that. I'm not 100% positive if that was the case. But they're working a different engine, so they've already got a lot of the models and stuff completed. They just have to convert it over and reconfigure it all for Arma. But yeah, I'll be covering some development of this as it continues on. You guys are going to be seeing more of this in the future. If you guys like this content, let me know. If you disliked it, you know, actually let me know that too. I would appreciate knowing that. Alright guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.